Welcome, the anointed ones. Silence is not empty, it's full of answers. But what if their silence isn't about giving you answers, it's about manipulating you? Chosen ones, let's face it, being ghosted isn't just a millennial dating trend. It's a calculated move that's more about them than you. Here's the kicker. Did you know that ghosting triggers the same part of the brain as physical pain? That's right. While they're off pretending you don't exist, your brain is firing signals like you just walked into a wall. Funny how the ones who ghost you are often the same people who were obsessed with you a week ago, right? But here's the truth. This isn't rejection, it's a trick. And by the end of this video, you'll not only understand why they're ghosting you, but also how to flip the script and make their little disappearing act work in your favor. Let's unravel the mystery. Number 1. Your energy forces them to retreat. Some people ghost you because your energy is too powerful for them to handle. It's not something you did, it's who you are. Chosen ones carry a natural force that shines a light on everything around them, both the good and the bad. When someone steps into your orbit, it's like their true self is suddenly laid bare. Every insecurity, every hidden agenda, every flaw they've worked so hard to conceal comes rushing to the surface. It's not intentional on your part, it's simply the way your energy works. For someone who's not ready to face their own truths, this can be terrifying. They feel exposed, vulnerable, and out of control. So instead of confronting what's being reflected back at them, they do the easiest thing. They disappear. They ghost you not because they don't care, but because caring would mean they'd have to change. Here's the wild part. They may not even fully understand why they're pulling away. On the surface, they'll come up with excuses like, "I got busy," or "I need space." But deep down, it's much deeper than that. Your presence challenges their comfort zone, and for people who aren't ready to grow, that's too much to bear. This isn't about rejection. It's about fear. Fear of being seen, fear of being held accountable, fear of standing in your light and realizing they're still sitting in their shadows. Your energy forces them to retreat, not because you're too much, but because they're not enough for themselves yet. And instead of blaming yourself for their vanishing act, recognize it as proof of your power. They ran because your energy is undeniable, and some people simply aren't equipped to handle it. That's their story, not yours. Number 2. They want to disrupt your momentum. Ghosting isn't always about avoidance. It's often a calculated move to knock you off your game. When someone ghosts you, especially if they know you're a chosen one, it's not just them losing interest or needing space. It's a subtle psychological tactic aimed at disrupting your focus and momentum. They know you're on a path, thriving and moving forward in a way they can't match. By disappearing, they create confusion, hoping you'll spiral into self-doubt. The trick here is simple. They want you to wonder why they vanished. They want you questioning yourself, analyzing every conversation, replaying every interaction. It's designed to make you pause, to shift your energy from building your purpose to figuring out their behavior. They know your strength is in your clarity, and ghosting is their attempt to cloud it. But here's the truth. Their silence is a distraction, not a reflection of your worth. The very fact they feel the need to ghost you is proof of your power. They see your potential, your growth, and your ability to rise above. They know they can't stop you directly, so they try to derail you emotionally. It's a tactic, plain and simple. The brilliance of this trick lies in its subtlety. Most people don't realize what's happening because ghosting feels personal. But for a chosen one, it's never about you. It's about what you represent. You're a force, and they don't know how to handle it. So when someone ghosts you, recognize it for what it is, an attempt to pull you off your path. Refuse to play the game. Stay focused. Keep moving and let their silence speak volumes about their inability to stand alongside your purpose. Number 3, you don't fit their narrative. People often ghost chosen ones because your authenticity disrupts the carefully constructed narratives they live by. Most people craft stories about themselves and their lives to feel comfortable, stories that justify their choices, validate their behaviors, and mask their insecurities. Then you come along, radiating honesty and living in alignment with your truth, and it throws their entire script into chaos. Your presence highlights the gaps in their stories, the lies they've told themselves to avoid growth or accountability. For some, this confrontation is unbearable. They realize that being around you would force them to either rewrite their narrative or confront the fact that it's built on illusions. Instead of doing the hard work, they choose the easier route. They ghost you. Ghosting in this context isn't about disinterest or avoidance, it's about self-preservation. They reject you because accepting you means facing the uncomfortable reality of their own inconsistencies. You don't fit into the version of life they've created, and your authenticity becomes a threat to their carefully maintained facade. The tricky part is, they may not even fully understand why they're pulling away. They just know that being around you feels unsettling, like looking at a reflection that's too clear. It's easier for them to disappear than to admit they're stuck in a story that no longer serves them. This isn't a reflection of you. It's a reflection of the limits they've placed on themselves. Your authenticity is a gift, but not everyone is ready to receive it. When someone ghosts you because you don't fit their narrative, take it as confirmation that you're living in truth. You didn't lose them. They lost the chance to rise to your level of honesty and self-awareness. Let them go. It's their story, not yours. Number 4, they're intimidated by your destiny. When someone ghosts you, it's often because your destiny intimidates them in ways they can't fully articulate. As a chosen one, your energy carries a sense of purpose and direction that's undeniable. People can sense when someone is destined for greatness. It's in the way you carry yourself, the clarity of your vision, and the unshakable presence you bring to any space. For some, this isn't inspiring, it's overwhelming. Being around someone with such a powerful sense of purpose forces them to confront their own lack of direction. They start comparing their lives to yours, whether consciously or unconsciously, and the gap between where they are and where you're headed feels like an abyss. Instead of seeing your journey as a source of motivation, they see it as a reflection of what they're not doing. That discomfort becomes too much to bear. Ghosting, in this context, isn't just avoidance. It's an escape. It's their way of putting distance between themselves and the uncomfortable reality that your elevation exposes their stagnation. Being around you feels like a constant reminder that they're playing small while you're out here embracing your calling. But here's the truth. Their discomfort isn't your responsibility. You didn't ask them to compare themselves to you. You didn't diminish them. They diminished themselves by refusing to rise. Ghosting is simply their way of running from the greatness you represent. Let them go. Your path is meant to inspire, not to coddle those who aren't ready to grow. Their inability to stand in your light is their issue, not yours. Keep walking your path, knowing that the very thing that makes some people ghost you is the same thing that will draw the right people into your life. Your destiny doesn't need their approval, it's already written. Number 5, they're trying to regain power over you. Ghosting can be much more calculated than it seems. Often, it's a deliberate tactic to manipulate your emotions and regain a sense of power over you. For some people, the easiest way to feel in control is to create uncertainty in others. By cutting off communication abruptly, they aim to leave you in a state of confusion, second-guessing what went wrong, and ultimately seeking answers they have no intention of giving. This is about control, not closure. They know that disappearing without explanation messes with your equilibrium. You might start questioning your worth, your actions, or even your instincts. That's exactly what they want, to tip the balance of power in their favor by putting you in a vulnerable position. If they can make you chase after clarity or closure, they win. It's a power play disguised as indifference. The irony is this tactic only works if you allow it to. When you're rooted in your self-worth, you see ghosting for what it truly is, an immature and manipulative attempt to provoke a reaction. The moment you refuse to engage, refuse to chase, wonder, or doubt yourself, you take back the power they tried to steal. Ghosting isn't about you, it's about them. It's a reflection of their inability to communicate, to handle conflict, or to show up as an equal. By ghosting, they're admitting they have no real influence over you except for the chaos they hope their silence will create. But here's the truth. Your power doesn't depend on their games or their absence. Your power comes from within, an unshakable core that doesn't need validation, explanation, or closure from anyone. When you recognize ghosting for the manipulation it is, you transcend it entirely. You stop seeking answers from someone who is never equipped to provide them. Instead, you shift your focus back to yourself, your growth, your peace, your journey. The beauty of self-worth is that it eliminates the need to engage in their power struggles. They may try to leave you wondering, but you choose clarity by letting go. They may hope to provoke doubt, but you choose confidence by standing firm in your value. The power they hope to steal was never theirs to begin with, so the next time someone ghosts you, let it be their silent admission of their inadequacies, not a question mark over your worth. Let their vanishing act serve as confirmation that they were never on your level. You don't chase, you don't question, you move forward, stronger and more untouchable than ever. And that's a power no one can take from you. Number 6, your growth threatens their stagnation. When people ghost you, it's often because your growth highlights their stagnation. You're constantly evolving, leveling up mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and that pace of transformation is something they simply can't keep up with. Being in your presence forces them to confront their own lack of progress, and for many, that's a bitter pill to swallow. Instead of rising to match your energy, they choose the path of least resistance, disappearing. Your evolution challenges their comfort zone. It reminds them of all the things they've been avoiding, dreams they've put on hold, habits they haven't broken, fears they haven't faced. They see you growing, thriving, and stepping into your power, and it shines a glaring light on their own complacency. It's not that they don't admire you, it's that your progress creates a mirror they're not ready to look into. Ghosting becomes a way for them to escape the discomfort of comparison. It's easier to vanish than to admit they feel left behind. They can't handle the idea of being in your orbit and constantly being reminded of what they're not doing. So they pull away, not because you've done anything wrong, but because your growth is a silent yet undeniable force that makes them uncomfortable. But their choice to leave is not your burden to carry. Your growth isn't meant to make everyone comfortable. It's meant to elevate you. The people who ghost you because of your evolution are revealing their inability to grow alongside you. Take it as confirmation that they were never meant to join you on the next level of your journey. Let them go, knowing that your path is designed for those who are ready to walk it with you, not for those who fear it. Keep evolving. Their absence is their loss, not yours. Number 7, they fear being seen for who they really are. When people ghost you, it's often because your presence exposes something they'd rather keep hidden. As a chosen one, your energy is like a spiritual mirror. It reflects truth, even the truths others are desperate to avoid. Being around you forces them to see themselves clearly, stripped of the masks they wear to the world. For some, this is liberating, but for many, it's deeply uncomfortable. They've likely spent years building a version of themselves they want others to believe in, confident, composed, and put together. But when they're in your presence, the cracks in that image start to show. Your authenticity shines a light on the parts of them they try to hide, the insecurities, the doubts, the unhealed wounds. It's not that you judge them, it's that your energy simply reveals what's real. And for someone clinging to their illusions, that's too much to handle. Ghosting, in this case, isn't about you, it's about their inability to face themselves. They'd rather disappear than confront the fact that they're not as aligned, strong, or whole as they want to believe. It's not easy for people to admit they've been performing rather than living authentically, and your presence unintentionally calls them out. What they fail to realize is that this reflection isn't meant to shame them. It's an opportunity to grow. But instead of stepping into that growth, they retreat. Ghosting is their way of escaping the truth you unknowingly reveal. Let them run. Their fear of being seen for who they truly are isn't your responsibility. You're not here to dim your light to make others feel comfortable. Keep being the mirror, knowing that those who are ready for truth will embrace it. and those who aren't will fade away on their own. Number 8. They don't have the emotional capacity to handle you. Chosen ones possess a depth that many simply can't handle. And it's not because they don't want to, it's because they don't have the emotional capacity to do so. You're not just a surface-level person, you're complex, multidimensional, and full of layers that go beyond the ordinary. Your emotional intelligence is on a different level, and for some, that's incredibly overwhelming. When you engage with people, you offer a level of depth that they may not even recognize within themselves. Most people are used to shallow conversations and relationships that require little effort or vulnerability. But when they encounter someone like you, someone who challenges them to think, feel, and connect on a deeper level, they freeze. They can't keep up with the emotional labor it takes to maintain a meaningful relationship with someone who sees beneath the surface. It's easier for them to ghost you, to take the coward's way out, than to admit they don't have the emotional tools to meet you where you are. They might not even realize it themselves, but interacting with you forces them to confront their own limitations. Their emotional vocabulary is limited, their self-awareness is shallow, and they can't handle the profound, often uncomfortable truths that come with being around someone who truly understands and feels deeply. Ghosting isn't a reflection of you, it's a reflection of their lack of growth. It's not about you being too much, it's about them being too little. You represent a level of emotional complexity they simply can't comprehend, and instead of stepping up, they choose to step out. Let them go. Their inability to engage with you on the level you deserve is their loss. You're not here to make people comfortable in their emotional immaturity. You're here to rise above, and those who can't meet you there will naturally fall away. Number 9. They think you'll chase, but you never do. Ghosting can often be a manipulative ploy, designed to provoke a reaction. Specifically, they want you to chase. Some people believe that by pulling away or going silent, you'll come running after them, desperately seeking answers or validation. They count on your need for closure or the belief that you'll do whatever it takes to keep the connection alive. But here's the thing, as a chosen one, you don't chase. You never have, and you never will. Your self-worth is not tied to their approval or attention, and that's exactly what throws them off. When they disappear, hoping you'll come scrambling, you remain grounded in your own direction. You keep moving forward with your life, as if their absence is nothing more than a minor disruption, not a life-altering event. For them, this is the ultimate disappointment. Their plan backfires. They watch as you carry on, unaffected by their ghosting, and it shakes them to their core. They can't fathom how someone they thought they could control or manipulate with silence isn't falling into the trap they've set. In their minds, their absence should have stirred something in you, regret, confusion, or desperation. But you didn't budge. And that's when the real emptiness hits them. They were counting on your reaction, but instead, they are confronted with the stark reality that you're not chasing after something that doesn't serve you. What they fail to understand is that you don't need to chase anything or anyone. You are on a path that's already written, and anyone who tries to play games with your energy will only end up on the sidelines. Ghosting is their manipulation attempt, but when you don't react, you strip them of their power and expose their own emptiness. Number 10. Your spirit disrupts their darkness. Your energy is a force that many people simply can't handle. As a chosen one, your light is undeniable, and it has a way of disrupting the darkness in those around you. For some, your presence is a mirror that reflects the parts of themselves they've been avoiding, the fears, insecurities, and unresolved issues that they've buried deep inside. When they're near you, they can no longer hide from their own shadows, and that's when they ghost. Your vibrational frequency is higher, and that can be overwhelming for those who are stuck in low, negative energy. It's not that you're doing anything intentionally to make them uncomfortable, it's just that your spiritual presence demands authenticity. You radiate truth, and for those whose energy is dense or unhealed, this truth is too much to face. It forces them to confront parts of themselves that they've spent years pretending don't exist, and instead of rising to meet you, they retreat. The truth is, they can't coexist with your light because it exposes everything they've been hiding from. Your strength, your clarity, and your peace shine a spotlight on the mess they've created in their own lives. When they feel this discomfort, the easiest way to deal with it is to run. Ghosting becomes their escape from the inner chaos they can't handle. But this is not your problem. You are not responsible for their shadows or their inability to grow. Your light is a gift, not a burden. When they ghost, it's not because you're too much. It's because they're not ready to face the parts of themselves you've unintentionally illuminated. Let them go. The ones who are ready to confront their darkness and rise will gravitate toward you, not run away. Number 11, they're testing your boundaries. When people ghost you, it's often not about you at all. It's about them testing your boundaries. Some see your strength, your independence, and your unwavering sense of self, and they want to see just how far they can push before you crack. Ghosting becomes a strategy to gauge whether you will compromise your worth in order to chase after them. They hope to see if you'll lower your standards, sacrifice your peace, or abandon your direction to get their attention back. But as a chosen one, you know your value. Your self-worth is not determined by anyone's presence or absence. You don't need validation from others to feel complete. You've done the work to cultivate a deep sense of self-love, and you've built boundaries that protect your energy, so when they pull away, you don't chase. You don't beg for their presence or desperately try to win them over. You move forward because you understand that anyone who truly belongs in your life will respect your boundaries, not test them. Ghosting is a manipulation tactic to see if they can disrupt your peace. But you know better than to fall into the trap. When they vanish, it's not an opportunity to compromise your standards. It's a sign that they weren't aligned with you to begin with. If they're testing you, it's because they haven't yet realized that your boundaries aren't negotiable. You don't allow anyone to dictate your peace or your path. So, let them test all they want. The ones who will truly honor your presence will never make you question your worth or force you into a position where you have to chase. Your boundaries are a reflection of your self-respect, and anyone who tries to break them will eventually find that you're not someone who can be bent or broken. You are grounded in who you are, and that's the ultimate test they'll never pass. Number 12, your silence is louder than their words. When people ghost you, it's often because your silence speaks louder than anything they could ever say. You're not the type to over-explain, beg for attention, or chase after anyone, and that terrifies them. Most people thrive on noise, constant validation, arguments, and endless chatter to fill their insecurities. But you don't need any of that. Your quiet confidence leaves them feeling small and exposed, and ghosting becomes their way of regaining control. In a world obsessed with being heard, someone who doesn't feel the need to scream for attention is a rare force. Your silence forces people to confront their own noise, their endless inner chaos, and that's uncomfortable for them. They ghost you because they can't handle the way your presence holds a mirror to their emptiness. Without your energy to feed off, they're left with nothing but their unresolved issues staring back at them. The irony is, ghosting is meant to provoke a reaction. They want you to break your silence, to fill the void they created with your confusion or frustration. But when you remain calm and unbothered, it flips the script. Suddenly they're the ones trapped in the silence, wondering why their little tactic didn't work on you. What they don't realize is that your quiet strength is unshakable. You've mastered the art of letting people reveal themselves without needing to force a single word. Ghosting to them feels like power. To you, it's just more noise you don't need to engage with. Let them disappear. It only proves they were never meant to be in your space. Your silence isn't just golden. It's a weapon they'll never learn how to wield. And that's why they fear you. In the end, when people ghost you, it's rarely about you. It's about them. It's about their insecurities, their lack of emotional capacity, and their inability to handle the truth you represent. It's about their need for control, their fear of their own darkness, and their desperate attempts to test your boundaries. But as a chosen one, you understand that none of this affects your journey. You are not here to chase anyone or to make others comfortable with your light. Your presence is a disruption, yes, but it's a necessary one. You reflect truths, challenge comfort zones, and push people to face their own growth or stagnation. And when they ghost, it's not your loss, it's theirs. Your energy, your authenticity, your growth, they simply cannot handle what you bring to the table. So when they disappear, let them. Their departure clears space for those who are ready to align with your vibration, those who will embrace your light without fear or hesitation. Remember, ghosting isn't a reflection of who you are. It's a reflection of who they are, not yet ready to be. You're here to rise, and those who try to hold you back with manipulation or fear will eventually fall away. Keep shining, keep moving forward, and keep honoring your boundaries. The ones who are meant for your journey will never ghost you. They'll stand right by your side, ready to face the truth with you. No games, no tricks. Keep walking in your purpose, for your destiny is too powerful to be derailed by anyone's cowardice. If you've made it this far, it's clear you're ready to embrace the truth and walk in your power, just like a true chosen one. If this message resonated with you, then don't let it end here. Subscribe to the channel because we're only getting started. If you're ready to uncover more truths, elevate your life, and tap into the energy that sets you apart from the rest, then hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for more raw, unfiltered wisdom that will keep you ahead of the game. You deserve nothing less than the best. And together, we're going to keep rising. God bless you.